Welcome back to Mahiro's Japanese School. I'm so happy you're here. We are on episode 38 of our Prefecture series. And today we are heading to a place that is bold, beautiful, and honestly a little bit wild in the best possible way. We are going to Kochi Prefecture. Kochi is located on Shikoku Island, the smallest of Japan's 4 main islands. And it sits right on the Pacific Ocean. And trust me, that ocean connection shapes everything about this prefecture. The food, the culture, the history, the people. Today, we are going to explore an ancient castle that has stood for over 400 years. Stroll through one of Japan's oldest street markets. Walk on a moonlit beach. Discover a cave that will blow your mind. Eat some of the most incredible local food in all of Japan, and so much more. So grab your drink, sit back, and let's explore Kochi together. Kochi at a glance. Before we dive in, let me give you a quick overview of Kochi. Kochi Prefecture covers the southern part of Shikoku Island, and it's actually the largest prefecture on Shikoku by land area. Yet it has one of the smallest populations. That means vast, untouched nature almost everywhere you look. The prefecture faces Tosa Bay and is blessed with over 2,700 hours of sunshine per year, more than almost anywhere else in Japan. Warm, bright, energetic, and that sunny spirit really comes through. In the local people, historically, Kochi was known as Tosa Province. The name Tosa still appears everywhere. In food, in sake, in cultural festivals, and Kochi is famous for producing some of Japan's most legendary historical figures, most notably Sakamoto Ryoma, one of the key heroes of the Meiji Restoration. But we'll talk about him more in a moment. All right, let's start with the crown jewel of Kochi. Kochi Castle. Ladies and gentlemen, Kochi Castle. If you've been following our prefecture series, you know I love castles. But Kochi Castle holds a very, very special place on that list. Here's what makes it extraordinary. Kochi Castle is one of only 12 castles in all of Japan that retains its original wooden keep, called Tenshu, from the Edo period. And even more remarkably, it is the only castle in Japan where both the main keep and the second enclosure, called Ni no Maru, together with the connecting corridors and gates, all survive in their original form. Let me put that in context. Most Japanese castles you see today are reinforced concrete reconstructions, built in the 20th century. But when you walk into Kochi Castle, you are walking on the same wooden floors, touching the same wooden pillars, and climbing the same steep staircases that samurai warriors used over 400 years ago. That is not something you can experience at many places in Japan. The castle was originally built in 1603 by Yamauchi Kazutoyo, who was appointed the Lord of Tosa Province after the famous Battle of Sekigahara in 1600. The castle took construction workers over 7 years to complete. It burned down in a fire in 1727 and was fully rebuilt by 1753. And that rebuilt structure is what you see today. The castle sits atop a hill called Otakasaka Yama, so when you climb to the top floor of the keep, you get a breathtaking panoramic view over the entire city and down to the Pacific Ocean in the distance. The stone walls, ishigaki, are a masterpiece of Edo-era engineering. Look closely and you'll notice they are curved at the base. A technique called nozurazumi, designed to absorb earthquakes and prevent collapse. Absolutely ingenious. Inside the castle, you can explore armor exhibits, swords, historical documents, and interactive displays about the Yamauchi clan that ruled Tosa for over 250 years. There is even a display about the 88 temple pilgrimage. Ohenro, the famous Buddhist walking circuit that covers all of Shikoku Island. And the castle grounds themselves are gorgeous. About 600 cherry trees surround the castle. So in late March and early April, this place becomes one of the most spectacular hanami blossom viewing spots in all of Western Japan. Kochi Castle is also known by a poetic nickname Nankai no Meijo, which means the celebrated castle of the Southern Sea. And standing there, looking out over the ocean, you'll understand exactly why. The Sunday market. Now let's head down from the castle, because right at the base of the castle walls, stretching for nearly 1 kilometer along a historic street called Otesuji, something absolutely magical happens every Sunday morning. It's called the Nichio Ichi, the Sunday market, and it is one of the most extraordinary open-air markets in all of Japan. Here are some numbers that will put this in perspective. The Sunday market has been held continuously for over 300 years. Since the early Edo period, around the year 1690, that is more than 3 centuries of unbroken market tradition. Every Sunday, regardless of weather, rain, or shine, approximately 300 to 500 vendors set up their stalls along this street. From about 5 or 6 in the morning until sunset, you'll find absolutely everything here. Fresh vegetables and fruits harvested from Kochi's incredibly fertile soil. Because Kochi has some of the warmest, most agriculturally rich land in Japan. Eggplants, ginger, yuzu citrus, myoga ginger, sudachi limes. Many of these are Kochi specialties you won't easily find elsewhere. Then you have local crafts. Handmade pottery, woven baskets, bamboo goods, traditional tools. Older women in aprons sell home-pickled vegetables and homemade miso. There are stalls with freshly cut flowers, medicinal herbs, local honey, and even second-hand antiques. What makes the Sunday market so special is the atmosphere. This isn't a tourist market, although tourists absolutely love it. This is where local Kochi people shop for their weekly groceries, catch up with neighbors, and maintain traditions that have been passed down for generations. The vendors are mostly elderly local farmers and craftspeople who have been coming to this same market for decades. Some families have had stalls here for 5 or 6 generations. You can walk up, try a sample of pickled vegetable, chat in simple Japanese, of course, and experience a slice of daily life that feels completely unchanged. From the Edo era, if you visit Kochi, I strongly recommend waking up early on a Sunday and spending a few hours here. Bring a small bag, some cash, it's mostly cash only, and just wander. It is one of those rare, authentic experiences that you simply cannot find anywhere else in Japan. Katsurahama Beach. Next, let's head to the coast, because Kochi has one of the most dramatic, beautiful stretches of Pacific coastline in all of Japan. Katsurahama is a beach that sits about 12 kilometers south of Kochi City, and it is simply stunning. Now I want to be honest with you. Katsurahama is not a swimming beach. The Pacific Ocean here is powerful. The waves are strong, the currents are dangerous, and swimming is prohibited. But that power and wildness is exactly what makes it so beautiful. The beach is a crescent of dark sand and pebbles, framed by rocky headlands covered in pine trees and Japanese azaleas. When the waves crash against the rocks and the spray flies into the air, it's absolutely breathtaking. This is the raw, untamed Pacific, and you feel it completely. At the top of the rocky headland overlooking the beach stands a famous statue. A tall, proud figure gazing out toward the Pacific Ocean with his hands on his hips. This is Sakamoto Ryoma, Kochi's most beloved hero. Ryoma was a revolutionary samurai who lived in the 19th century. Born in Kochi in 1836, he became one of the most important figures in Japanese history, helping to overthrow the Tokugawa shogunate and open Japan to the modern world. He is often credited with helping to draft Japan's first modern political constitution. Tragically, he was assassinated in 1867 at just 31 years old. To this day, Ryoma is an absolute icon in Kochi. His face is on everything. Postcards, sake bottles, sweets, stickers. He is Kochi's biggest celebrity, even 150 years after his death. Near the beach, you'll also find the Katsurahama Aquarium, which is actually one of the most charming, old-fashioned aquariums in Japan. And there are beautiful walking paths through the pine forest along the headland, with incredible views at every turn. Ryugado Cave. Now let's go underground, literally. About 30 kilometers east of Kochi City, hidden in the mountains of Tosa, lies one of Japan's 3 most famous limestone caves. Ryugado, which translates roughly as Dragon River Cave. Ryugado stretches for about 4 kilometers inside the mountain, though the tourist walking course covers about 1 kilometer, and from the very first step inside, it is absolutely otherworldly. The cave was formed over 50 million years. Yes, 50 million years of water slowly dissolving limestone. The result is a cathedral of stalactites and stalagmites, glittering mineral formations, underground streams, and dramatic rock chambers. But what makes Ryugado truly unique and different from any other cave in Japan is this. Archaeologists discovered ancient Yayoi period pottery, Yayoi Doki, from about 2,000 years ago, fused into the cave walls by the natural calcification process. The pottery has literally become part of the rock. You can see it right there in the cave wall. It's one of the most eerie, awe-inspiring things I've ever seen. There is also an adventure course for those who want to crawl through narrow passages and explore deeper, wilder sections of the cave. With a guide, of course. If you love nature and adventure, Ryugato is an absolute must-do. Hiromi Market and Kochi food culture. All right, now we get to one of my absolute favorite things about Kochi, the food. Kochi people are famously passionate about two things, good food and good drink. And nowhere is that spirit more alive than at Hiromi Ichiba. Hiromi Market. Hiromi Market is an indoor food hall located right in the center of Kochi City, just a few minutes walk from the castle. It has about 60 different food and drink stalls, and in the center, dozens of long communal tables where everyone, locals and tourists, young and old, sit together, order from different stalls, and share the experience of eating and drinking together. The atmosphere is electric. It feels like a giant neighborhood party that never ends. On weekends and evenings, every seat is taken. The noise level is joyful and chaotic, and the smell of grilling fish and soy sauce fills the air. Now let me walk you through the must-eat foods at Hirome. And in Kochi generally, Katsuo no Tataki. This is the signature dish of Kochi, and it is absolutely extraordinary. Katsuo is skipjack tuna, and Kochi catches more katsuo than anywhere else in Japan. Katsuo no Tataki is a thick fillet of fresh katsuo that is seared, almost torched, and over an open flame made from burning rice straw, wara. This gives it a smoky, incredibly fragrant charred exterior, while the inside stays completely raw and silky. It's sliced into thick pieces and served with ponzu, citrus soy sauce, along with garlic slices, ginger, shiso leaf, and spring onion. In Kochi, they love to pile mountains of garlic on top. A style that might surprise you if you're used to more delicate presentations. The combination of smoky char, fresh raw fish, punchy garlic, and bright citrus is just incredible. One bite and you understand why this dish is famous all over Japan. Kochi's fresh seafood. Beyond katsuo, Kochi is a seafood paradise. Tosa Bay is rich in Pacific fish, abalone, sea bream, and various shellfish. Many restaurants offer Tosa-style sashimi sets, where everything was swimming in the ocean just hours before it reaches your plate. Kochi vegetables. Remember those Sunday market vegetables we talked about? Kochi's warm climate produces some of Japan's most flavorful produce. Shoga, ginger, is produced in enormous quantities here, and it shows up in everything. Yuzu citrus is another Kochi icon. Its aromatic zest and juice appear in ponzu sauces, sweets, drinks, and even hot springs bath products. And miyuga, Japanese ginger blossom, is beloved in Kochi. In a way, it is nowhere else. Tosa sake and sawachi ryori. Kochi people are legendary drinkers, in the most celebratory sense. The local sake from Tosa is crisp, dry, and delicious. And the traditional party feast of Kochi is called sawachi ryori, a massive, extravagant platter sometimes half a meter wide, that is piled high with sashimi, whole fish, lobster, vegetables, and sweets, all arranged in a gorgeous display. This dish is traditionally served at celebrations and gatherings, and it represents the Kochi spirit. Generous, joyful, and big-hearted. Local sweets. For something sweet, try Tosa Niki, a delicate traditional wagashi sweet. Or the local yuzu-flavored ice cream and yuzu-flavored chocolates. They make excellent souvenirs too. More Kochi highlights. Before we wrap up, let me quickly highlight a few more incredible things about Kochi. Nyodo River. The Nyodo River is regularly ranked as Japan's most beautiful river for water quality and color. The water is an almost unreal shade of turquoise blue. So clear you can see every pebble on the riverbed. Swimming, kayaking, and simply sitting beside it. Watching the light change are all magical experiences. Shimanto River. The Shimanto River, Shimanto-gawa, is known as Japan's last true clear stream river. With no large dam on its main course, it flows wild and free through the mountains. Canoeing on the Shimanto is a bucket list experience for nature lovers. Yosakoi Festival. Every August, Kochi explodes with the Yosakoi Festival. One of Japan's most energetic and colorful festivals, teams of hundreds of dancers parade through the city in elaborate costumes, performing choreographed routines to fast, pounding music that blends traditional Kochi folk music with modern beats. It's wild, joyful, and utterly infectious. Cape Ashizuri. At the southernmost tip of Shikoku, Cape Ashizuri juts dramatically into the Pacific Ocean. It is wild and windswept with a lighthouse, subtropical vegetation, and views that stretch endlessly toward the horizon. This is the end of Japan, and it feels like it. So Kochi Prefecture, bold, beautiful, wild, and warm. A place where an original 400-year-old castle stands, proudly above a street market that has never stopped running for over 300 years. Where the Pacific Ocean is right there, raw and powerful. And where the food is some of the most exciting in all of Japan. What I love most about Kochi is its spirit. The people here are known for being open, direct, generous, and passionate. They love their land, they love their food, they love to celebrate. And that love is contagious the moment you arrive. If you ever have the chance to visit Kochi, please go. It is one of those places that doesn't get as many international visitors as, say, Kyoto or Tokyo. But that also means you get to experience it more authentically, more quietly, more personally. Now I have a question for you. Which part of today's Kochi episode excited you the most? Was it the castle? The Sunday market? The Tataki? The Nyoto River? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. And of course, if you're learning Japanese, don't forget to check out the vocabulary list for this episode in the description below. You picked up a lot of great words today. Thank you so much for joining me on episode 38 of our Prefecture series. We have 9 more prefectures left to explore in this first round. So make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on so you never miss an episode. Until next time, mata ne, see you soon.